I'm so excited to welcome today's guest on Manufacturing the Workforce of Tomorrow, Jane Christyson with Girl Scouts Northeast Ohio. And we met several years ago where I came to the groundbreaking realization that Girl Scouts is so much more than cookies. And I now stand on the STEM Advisory Committee. Jane, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Toni. It's a pleasure.
And I wanted to start by just saying Girl Scouts Northeast Ohio is unlike any other Girl Scouts that I've personally worked with. Can you talk a little bit about STEM badging, STEM content,
Yeah,
and more importantly, your new STEM center?
sure. Absolutely. This initiative really started back in 2016 when our national organization, Girl Scouts of America, what really started to highlight STEM as one of the ways that our girls were really going to be able to empower themselves and move forward into fast-growing, high-paying careers. And at that time, the national organization made it a pillar. So along with the outdoors and entrepreneurship and life skills, STEM now sits as one of the 4 pillars for the organization. So we got all kinds of great badges. There's more than 160 new STEM badges for all age levels of our girls. Our girls goes from kindergarten to 12th grade. And along with that, our board started doing some soul searching around what they wanted to do on a local level with this new initiative. We tell our girls to discover the things that they're passionate about, connect those passions to the community, and then do a project that makes lasting change. And so the board was like, well, what are we doing? What are we doing that's really going to make lasting change in our community? And the idea for the STEM Center was born. It's an 8,000 square foot building that we've currently broken ground. We broke ground in August of last year. So we're moving along on the project now. 8,000 square feet. It's in our beautiful Camp Ledgewood, which is 350 acres. It's the only Girl Scout camp that's in a national park in the country. So it's a beautiful setting for this building. The theme of the building is going to be biomimicry. So we're really going to challenge the people who visit this building to look at that beautiful surrounding around them and take inspiration from the animals and the plants that they see, because they're the best engineers and inventors and innovators. And we really want the kids to use that platform to spark their interest in technology, manufacturing, all the things that they might be able to do as grown-ups.
And I love it because I think a lot of people like myself, several years ago, were not aware that you've got automotive, coding, engineering, and robotics badges that are available for these young women. But I think one of my favorite parts of the STEM Center is this is not just for girls. While it may be evenings and weekends in the summertime, this building will be open for other schools, both boys and girls, to come through and explore the biomimicry and the advanced technology, additive and subtractive manufacturing. I think you'll have a wet lab, a meteorology center there. It's going to be pretty amazing.
Yeah. We want to really lift all boats, right? We're Girl Scouts, but we want to be part of the community. We want to be problem solvers for the community. So our girls will use it when they're camping, which is weekends during the school year, then all summer long, or for programs. But weekdays during the school year, we don't use the camp. So we're going to be inviting in boys and girls to come take field trips in this magnificent place and use all the facilities that are there at camp. And we also want to inspire them. We know by research that very young children start taking the off-ramp to STEM careers. So we want to get in there with those second and third graders particularly with girls, they start saying math is for boys, not for girls by third grade. And once they decide that for themselves, they leave. It's very difficult to get them back. So as many of you that are listening to this know that by the time girls get to high school, only about 11% say they can take on a STEM career. It's not a whole lot better for boys. It's only about 16 or 17%. So if we could make that pie bigger, if we could inspire kids at a younger age and get them to stay in the hunt, stay in the game. So when they get to those exciting programs in middle school and high school and beyond, that's the place where we really want them to be. And we also know that not a lot of people are working in that space. Sure, there's some well-funded school districts that have STEM centers and have opportunities. But when you look, we serve 18 counties in Northeast Ohio. when you look across that whole landscape, there's a lot of rural communities, there are a lot of urban communities, places that don't have that resource. So if we can be the resource for all of those kids and tie into what they're learning in school and magnify that and really give them that wow experience when they come to us, we feel we can really help the entire community and start to fill the talent pipeline.
Let's talk about impact. So you have how many counties that you serve?
We have 18 counties in Northeast Ohio. It's pretty much just east of Toledo and then all the way to the Pennsylvania border and then down to Tuscarawas and Columbiana County in the south. We have 19,000 girls in that area, K through 12. That's 6% of all girls in that age group. So it's a pretty massive amount of girls. And then, of course, we'll, as Toni highlighted, we're going to be serving boys as well when we get the STEM Center open. And hopefully that will happen in fall of next year.
And how many STEM badges are your girls earning?
Yeah. 10,000 last year, over 10,000, 10,300. What's really interesting about the Girl Scout program, for the benefit of those who didn't get to be a Girl Scout, Girl Scouts is girl driven. So the girls decide, along with the leaders, what badges they're going to pursue. So girls in last year in our council earned over almost 50,000 badges, and 10,300 of those are STEM. So this is girls saying, I'm picking this badge to work on. I just think that's fascinating. And that number has grown. It was 7,000 last year, so This has really been ramping up. And I think it shows the interest that we've been able to spark within those girls, and hopefully something that will continue to grow.
And I think it's important that if we have manufacturers listening, that they know that you actually have curriculum and guidelines that will help if they want to host troops coming in and earning badges. It's really kind of plug and play. You can tell them what materials to bring. It can be low to no cost for your organization, but you could bring in these young women that come with troop leaders. So you've got those career influencers as well. It can be a great way to make that bridge for getting girls engaged in your facility. The same for our college and high school partners. You could host any of these young troops actually earning badges in your region as well.
Right. There's a wonderful badge. It's called STEM Exploration, and lots of girls want to earn it. We just, for example, had Swagelok do a brownie level STEM Exploration badge at their world headquarters, which was eye-popping for these girls to be able to go into this space as makerspace and all this technical equipment. And then they lent us their wonderful, primarily female staff to run a bunch of different stations, one on mechanical engineering, one on aerospace, one on fluid mechanics, all these different opportunities for girls to engage with age level appropriate activities and then earn that badge over the course of a couple hours.
I love it. And I think one of my favorite things that you've worked on is the partnership that you have with Cleveland Metropolitan Housing Authority to serve traditionally underserved populations within the Girl Scout world. Can you talk a little bit about that partnership and how that works?
Yeah, it's a wonderful partnership and we're expanding it. So we would love to have more partners support us in that. But we've had the partnership with CMHA for about 20 years. And what it does is we are able to, because it's difficult to get volunteers a lot of time in certain areas, we're able to hire staff who then go in and create troops right on the metropolitan housing. They meet right there or in a neighborhood facility, if it's more appropriate. But they'll meet right there, so it's very accessible for the girls. They don't have to worry about transportation. It gives them an opportunity to be a team, basically, with their friends, with other people that are in that housing. And they function just like a troop. They sell cookies. They go on field trips. They do community service. They are very proud of what they're able to do. We facilitate that activity for them through a generous grant from the state of Ohio and then one from Jobs Ohio Sherwin-Williams. We are going to be increasing the staff that we have in there, and we're going to expand our efforts in Cleveland. And we're also hiring a staff person for the first time in the Akron area. So we love anybody who's interested in that kind of work as well. What's wonderful, the troop, one of the troops that we have in Cleveland is meeting regularly at Magnet. Many of you know the facilities that they have there. They did the automotive design badge last week and used the Sherwin-Williams paint. They have a paint area that's in at Magnet, and they were able to use that to paint their cars. I mean, it's just such great partnerships. We know partnerships is where it's at. We don't have the expertise.
Right.
And really for these girls to see near peers and women that look like them that are thriving in a career is such an inspiration for them to take on that badge work, to take on those programs, to really explore STEM careers.
And I love the partnership with Magnet. Magnet is our MEP, our manufacturing extension partnership. And when we first brought everybody together, I remember when your team walked in and they were like, wait a minute, oh my gosh, we could do our automotive badge. You've got a STEM playground. You have all of these opportunities. And it's hard for some of those girls in the downtown Cleveland area to get out to the camp and to do the overnight. So to give them that close, right in their neighborhood experience, I think is fantastic.
Right. Their troop leader said, well, we'll come here maybe once a month. They're like, no, we want to come every week. You know, it was, again, it's girl driven. And when the girls want to do something, it's up, it's our responsibility then to make it happen. So
absolutely. It's creating awareness and sparking that exposure and showing the pathways to prosperity that these young women can find.
Right. And it's, for girls particularly, and we're talking about all students here, but for girls particularly, it's not a matter of competence. Girls are smart. They test the same as boys. They have all they need in order to succeed. It's a matter of confidence. And these kind of experiences early on to try things, maybe to fail and then pick them up again and persevere and persist in order to come to a solution are really critical experiences for kids to have at a young age. And we can't make the schools do everything. I mean, the schools have so much put on them now in order to do that. For some of these programs that are really meant to inspire and to sample and for kids to find their own way within some curriculum is a really important part of what we do as an organization.
Absolutely. And I recently heard a stat that between kindergarten and the age of 18, only 20% of learning actually happens in a school building for students. So looking at what those after school and weekend activities, the summer camps, all of those different experiences look like is really, really important.
Right. This summer we hosted Sherrod Brown's manufacturing camp. It was only one of two overnight, the only overnight camp that was associated with his office last year, and only one of two all-girl camps. So we really, it highlighted to me how much more needs to be done. I mean, certainly there's more than just that handful of girls that's interested in manufacturing. And for these girls, they were with us for a week and they got a very intensive look at what manufacturing looks like. Their prompt was to build a prosthetic arm, and they were able to go to three different manufacturing areas, to Jurgens and Swagelok, and go to them and actually prototype and test their product, price their product, and think about distribution, and then make presentations. I was able to be there at the presentations at the end of the camp. So to see these girls with their inventions and for them to say, it's going to cost me this much to manufacture this, and this is why mine is better than that one, it was really very exciting to see them march through those kinds of activities and have such confidence to make those presentations at the end of just 1 week.
I want a week-long camp where I can come with all my girlfriends and we can go do the same thing. Can we make it happen? I don't even need a badge.
Right. That's fine. We'll make that happen. Right.
Well, Jane, I can't thank you enough for your time today, but more importantly, I can't thank you enough for the work that you and your team are doing to really build the workforce of tomorrow and to help create our next level of, STEM frontier, trailblazers out there through Girl Scouts.
Absolutely. I would welcome, we do tours at camp of both the construction site and everything we're doing at camp. If we'll put some contact information on the end of it. We do them year round. Dress for the weather. We have a golf cart. We drive around and you can see kind of the vision of how this is happening. And if you have an employee resource committee or a women's committee that is interested, we work best with these resource committees that they want to do something, but they don't know where to find the girls and they don't know what curriculum to use. Well, we have all that. We have girls that want to go to these things and that want to earn the badges. We have the badge curriculum. Everything's ready for you. We just need you as a partner. So if you're interested in that, please contact us as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jane. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.